Welcome to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn with CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Loner Ranger. I've been in the mortgage business for 31 years. Matter of fact, I just celebrated actually 32 years on March 18th. And what an amazing job this has been, being able to help so many folks. I've closed over 9,000 mortgage transactions, and business has just been crazy great. I mean, it's been just an amazing opportunity to be able to help so many great folks. I've met so many really cool people out there that we've helped get into a house. A lot of them never thought they could buy a home before. They never thought they could buy a home. All right. And we've helped walk them through the process. If you're committed to being a homeowner, then, stop sitting on the sidelines. Let us help you become a homeowner. There's an opportunity for you. There's no reason that 60% of American household families are owning property and you are currently renting. If you're currently renting, then you call Bruce Woodburn at CrossCountry Mortgage at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or you visit my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com, and apply online. We'll help you. We'll walk you through the process. There's only two reasons that you don't own a home. First of all, you don't think you have enough cash. Okay, well, you got your stimulus money coming in, and you have a tax refund coming in. There's no reason to go out and buy that George Foreman grill or that 80-inch screen TV. Okay, let's get you into a home so we can physically get you started in home ownership. You hear me say there's no such thing as a rich renter. I don't mean that to offend anybody. I say that because I'm in the business of helping people finance properties, and I never see people that come to me that say, yeah, I've been renting for the last 15 years, and man, have I ever accumulated a lot of wealth. No, people that have money in the bank got it from selling a home and making money on it. You almost never will lose buying real estate. And I say almost, yeah, because some of you folks may call me up and go, well, I owned a home and I bought it in 2006 and I lost money. Well, yeah, it did happen. But those things don't happen so much anymore. It happened because the mortgage industry was playing games with people. We were selling bad mortgages to foreign countries and foreign investors as good mortgages. Well, nowadays you actually have to qualify to get a home. You have to qualify for a mortgage, right? You have to supply your pay stubs and bank statements. No more of these liar loans that used to exist. You have any questions on that? Then you call me at 407-706-3313. All right, so the first thing, you don't have any money. Second thing is maybe you don't have any credit. Maybe your credit doesn't seem good enough. Well, we have all kinds of credit repair programs that we can help you with. We can guide you in the right direction. We closed a loan last month. I couldn't believe we actually got it closed. It was like a 561 credit score. I've got another one at a 577. Now, these folks are putting some money down. It's not a minimum down program, but when you have a credit score that's, in the 500s. But do I have a program that I can accommodate you? Yes. Most banks won't even talk to you if you're not at least a 640 or 660 right now. They don't even talk to you. Listen, my job is to help you become a homeowner, right? That's what my job is. 32 years in the business, over 9,000 transactions. Believe me, they weren't all easy. Trust me on that one. They weren't all easy. But you call the Loner Ranger, I'll make sure you get into a home. We're going to work together. We're going to work together side by side until I get you into a home. 407-706-3313. If you are an adult parent and have adult children that are renting, then let's help them together. It's time, man. It's time. Housing prices are going up really rapidly right now. Rapidly. They're going up like $3,000 every 2 weeks. And interest rates are climbing. All right. You see the new administration. We got gas prices are up by about 80 cents per gallon. We got inflation, hyperinflation, right? We're going to have to start feeding and housing all of the immigrants that are coming across the border. So we have to do something with them. The money's got to come from somewhere. So everything starts to go up in price so we can accommodate those needs. And whether that's what you wanted or not, that's what you got. And that's what we're faced with. So all we can do is play that game together and make sure that we keep our families safe. Safety is in owning real estate, not renting a home. Let's help you get into a home. 407-706-3313 before they get out of range, right? I mean, interest rates already went from the 2s to the 3s. You know, I expect in 6 months to a year from now, we'll definitely be in the 4s, maybe even the 5s. Who knows? And that's okay. It's all right. Those are still great rates. If you haven't refinanced yet and you're still considering refinancing, it's time to entertain that. 407-706-3313. Maybe it's time to cash out. Consolidate all your debt into one debt. Put it on your mortgage so that we can have more cash flow in your family. That might be the way to do it. So 407-706-3313. I'm the loan arranger. I've been in the business for 32 years. My job is to help more people save money when it comes to understanding the best type of mortgage for them. What's the best type of mortgage for you? Is it a conventional loan? Is it 15? Is it 30? Is it FHA? Are you VA qualified? Have you ever entertained a USDA transaction? Maybe those are the things that we need to talk about. I had a great class yesterday. I did a Zoom class. We had over 100 people online, and it was all about our construction to perm program. So if you're interested in maybe buying a lot, or if you own a lot and you want to build your own home on it, most banks, mortgage companies don't even offer construction perm loans. I've got the very best construction to perm loans in the business. So if you're thinking that you want to buy a home, but you are tired of being one of the people in a multiple offer situation, because every home's got a multiple offer situation going on it, and you don't want to buy a production home that's in a neighborhood where every house that's 5 doors down is the same as yours, you don't want to live in that type of environment, then don't live in that type of environment. It's not for everybody, but listen, we need builders out there. They're building houses as fast as they can, but that might not be you. Maybe you want to have a little room, a little space to stretch out on, you know, something that you can park something bigger than a jet ski in your side yard. Maybe an acre, a half acre, 5 acres, 10 acres. Build on your own lot. What about that? Does that ever interest you? Well, I've got great construction to perm loans. That means you can buy the lot, and I'll combine the lot and the construction of the new home all in one. We'll build. If you're a builder out there right now and you're listening to this program, then you owe it to yourself to call me at 407-706-3313. I've got the best construction perm loans in the market, and I'm looking for good quality builders. I come from a builder background. My dad was a builder. My grandfather's a builder. My father-in-law is a builder. I look for good quality builders. I want honest, sincere people that really care about their customers, and those are the type of builders that I'm looking for. Got to have at least 3 years in the business. I prefer 5. If you're currently building between 5 and 50 homes a year, then you're a good candidate for me. And I'm looking for people in Lake, Volusia, Brevard counties, of course, Orange and Seminole counties, Osceola counties. I'm looking for builders that can help my clients with building on their own lot or finding land and helping them build on. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the loan arranger, and I am here to make sure that I connect you with the way that you can invest in real estate and you can truly achieve that American dream. I'll be honest with you. The wealth in this country is generally made, when you look at all the people that make wealth in this country, it's made in real estate. 407-706-3313. Don't miss out. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call me, Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger. We're going to be back in just a minute with a little bit more of the Loan Arranger show. And I've got a good friend, Jay Heckendorn with EXP Realty, who is a HUD expert, and he's going to update us on what the foreclosure situation looks like that's could potentially be looming in the future. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger Radio Show. Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, 407-706-3313, or WeBringYouHome.com. Be back in 5. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the Loner Ranger. I've been in the mortgage business for 32 years. I have closed over 9,000 transactions, and we're here to help you, guide you through the process on how you can save money when you're looking to purchase a home, maybe refinance a home. How do the experts do it when they're buying or selling real estate? And where is the wealth in this country really accumulated from? It's accumulated by real estate. And I have today a good friend and an amazing guest that I want to introduce. His name is Jay Heckendorn. He's with EXP Realty. Welcome, Jay.
Hey, thank you, Bruce.
So Jay and I have been working together, I'm going to say probably 10 or
12 years.
Yeah.
12
yeah. years. 12 years that I've known Jay. Now, I tell you why I really like having Jay on this show. First of all, he is directly involved with the big banks or servicers, we call them, that help people or help the banks liquidate properties when the foreclosures or short sales are coming up. Now, we're not seeing a lot of that today, though, are we?
No, it dried up a few years ago. Very quiet, totally different market.
Right. So, and Jay, you've been in the real estate business for how long now?
32 years as well.
32 years.
Can you believe that?
So you got 64 years of experience sitting on here on this radio show. And by the way, if you'd like to call the station or call me, you can always reach me at 407-706-3313 or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. You can also check out my show on my YouTube channel at Bruce Woodburn YouTube channel or the Loner Ranger Radio YouTube channel. I also podcast this on iHeartRadio, so you can listen to it at any time, or you can watch the show if you like as well. Jay, thanks for joining me today on the show. I wanted to ask you a couple questions because from what I understand, the forbearance that the government has given essentially permission to the servicers to forbear loans for clients is expiring, and that's expiring when?
June 30th, as of today. It's due to expire June 30th.
Okay, so right now, I mean, anything can change, right? But as of right now, the expiration for the forbearance, what does that mean to somebody listening to this show? Does that mean that if they're in forbearance, that no longer is going to take place? What's going on with that?
You know, that's a great question that I've been asked by a lot of people. So the forbearance is really a deferral of the payment. The payment still accrues, and then there's at the end of it when it does expire, they have different ways that they can work that out. They can reset the loan, which means that maybe you had your home for a 30-year loan and you've owned it for 5 years and you have 25 years left. They could put the rest of it, and they could just simply extend you back based on how much you have in forbearance.
So they're just going to tack it on the end.
They tack it on the end. They can also ask for it up front as a balloon. They can also keep you at the 25 years and then just bump up your monthly payments if your situation changed and you can afford it now. So there's several dispositions, and that's really what the banks, I mean, I talk with the banks every week. Even though the inventory's down, I keep track of their portfolios, and we talk about trends and projections. So right now they're projecting that they're going to work out most of these forbearances. They're not inclined to foreclose. It's unlikely that we're going to see the extent of a recession that we saw before. And, I'm not even sure if we're going to hit a recession.
I think you're right about that. I think you're right. And I think that a lot of folks out there listening might think, we could be coming into a great deal of foreclosures coming up. I don't think they are, because I think banks are smarter. They don't want to pay for attorneys to foreclose. Houses go into a state of disarray, right? People that abandon homes don't exactly leave it in pristine condition. They're not shampooing the carpet on the way out, right? Right. And then the home is vacant, and then the lender has to have force-placed insurance on the property.
Which is expensive. Super
expensive. So in order to avoid that, they want to try to work with folks. Now, if you are in forbearance right now, if you're in the process of in forbearance, what advice do you have for everybody out there?
If you're in forbearance right now, call me. If your situation changed, then I work with the servicers. I'd be happy to help if you have questions about it. And then if your situation hasn't changed and you're able to, save up as much as you can for when that forbearance does expire, And you could just make a few months of payments. I believe it's 3 months, but Bruce knows this.
It usually is 3 months. So what I'm gathering here is that since we have an expiration, that date could change. But as of right now, there is an expiration of these forbearances coming, which ends on June 30th. And that is the same for Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and currently HUD as well. They've talked about extending that further from what I gather from you.
Yeah.
But if you're in forbearance, the best thing for you to do is to get out of forbearance.
Correct.
Right?
And the sooner you can, and the sooner you can have 3 months of being current, the sooner you can take advantage of these rates.
Right. So right now, if you're in forbearance, nobody's going to refinance your home, right? And you certainly can't go out and buy a new one. So if you have equity in your home, get current for 3 months. Then I'm going to require that you supply me with a letter stating that you are current, because just because you are with your lender doesn't mean the lender automatically reported that to the credit bureaus as well. So hopefully they did, but there's never a guarantee on that. I've got a couple of them right now I'm working with that the client's actually fighting with the lender to get me a letter stating that it's current because the credit report still shows they're in forbearance.
Well, and alternatively, the market has been on fire for the past 5 years. It is still on fire. Our inventory is so low that literally just this week, I wrote 6 offers for the same buyer just to try to get something through.
It's unbelievable.
So if your situation hasn't changed, then take your equity, sell the property, take your equity, and find another place, maybe scale down something. But you cash out your equity, your financial position changes. Otherwise, if you risk a foreclosure, then you're out
of a home for anywhere between 4 and 7 years.
Well, and not only that, but the bank's going to take your equity.
Right, the bank will take your equity.
Yeah, so don't lose your equity.
And your equity's growing pretty rapidly. It's the easiest way to make money right now. And I talked about that in the first segment, that the wealth in this country is built in real estate. I mean, you could be a superstar. You could be on Dancing with the Stars. You could inherit some money. You could be a pro ball player, but most of us aren't going to experience that. So how else can we make money? It's hard to accumulate wealth through savings. It's really easy to accumulate wealth through owning real estate.
Absolutely.
It's the easiest way to do it. And right now, I was just talking to Jay before we went on the air, and we're seeing that the prices of homes are increasing about $3,000 a month.
Yes. I mean,
and there's a shortage of them. So what do you think's going to keep happening?
Right. Well, and there's a shortage for now, right?
Right.
So, unfortunately, builders were absorbing a lot of the demand, but even they
can't build fast enough.
No, the materials and labor are very scarce and very expensive now. So they slowed down their projections.
Well, they've slowed down even writing contracts because they'll only allow each community to write maybe between 5 and 10 contracts per month because they don't know what the price is going to be next month.
You're right. I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah.
No, that's fine.
So D.R. Horton told me yesterday that they've got a 45-day wait list average on each of their communities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's because they won't even give you a price right now. They want to wait and see what things are going to do once things start to settle down. But they have to keep selling houses, right? They're in the business of selling houses. They can't stop. So they'll write between 5 and 10 per community, stop, and then adjust their prices,
gauge the market,
adjust their prices up, because what you write a contract for today, you don't know what your profits are going to be in 6 months from now. I mean, I heard lumber was expected to go up 300%.
Right.
300% in lumber. That's crazy. So that's going to keep driving prices up. So what does that mean for you? It means buy real estate. Buy real estate and buy as much of it as you can. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, and my guest, Jay Heckendorn from EXP Realty. You can call me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or apply online at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. I am Bruce Woodburn with CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Loner Ranger, and I have with me a great guest that I'm really proud to have on the air with me. His name is Jay Heckendorn. Jay, say hello to our audience.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Jay Heckendorn is with EXP Realty, but Jay Heckendorn also has been an expert on REOs, which is real estate owned, meaning that he's worked with buyers and banks on being able to help distribute and sell and clear out the portfolio for banks in the past. And in the last segment, we talked a little bit about that. We don't think that we're going to run into a giant foreclosure just overflow of properties hitting the market. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't either. On this go around, and this is, as you said, I've been doing this 32 years, and I've actually done it across 26 states, so I really have a broad view on it and deep-rooted relationships with the banks. Because I've handled so many states, I've been through many different recessions. This would be my 7th or 8th that I've gone through. And each one's different. They come with different ingredients, but their common sense approach. You know what's coming. On this one, this market was really, I mean, if there should have been a recession, it would have been during the pandemic, right? I mean, everybody stops working, everything shuts down.
And what happened to real estate during the pandemic? It exploded.
Skyrocketed.
It exploded.
I know. I got gray hair from this.
I hear you.
So, I mean, no, so this one is inexplicable. It really just shows that the lending that took place before was made, the lenders, they were prudent lending. Yeah. And it's qualified buyers, and that people today are getting back to work. They did save up. And if not, the government has stepped in and injected, cash flow into the economy to spur it. So I don't know, I imagine as inventory eventually catches up, there might be a little dip.
But right now, Jay, we don't see any inventory.
There's nothing.
There's a month and a half worth of inventory. You just got through telling me you've got a cash buyer that he's made how many offers?
We have made 4 offers, and no contingencies except for a 7-day inspection, right? So no loan contingency, no appraisal contingency, above list price, and we've lost 2 of them. So we just wrote 2 more. It's
so
just
you
nuts.
Think about that. Here's a cash buyer. This isn't even somebody getting a mortgage, but a cash buyer. And listen, I don't want to discourage my cash buyers out there. I don't want to discourage anybody that wants to get a mortgage because properties are still selling. You just have to be informed and prepared as to what can happen. You could make multiple offer situations and still not get it and come in overpriced. And what Jay's saying is that his customer not only is a cash buyer, but he's removed the appraisal contingency, meaning that he'll buy the house even if the house doesn't appraise for how much he's buying it for. Now, that's going a long way, but I'm starting to see that across the board because prices are going up faster than appraisers can keep up with it. And we're starting to see low appraisals right now anyway.
Yes.
And when we say low, they're not low. They're just lower than what that seller could get for that house.
Right.
Because they can't comp it out with other comps.
Well, and that goes back to the prudent lending. Right. So that's been a historic problem. Anytime that the economy goes up, the appraisers are looking back and they have to use past sales. So when you've got a rise, then they have to adjust for whatever the appreciation has been, and that's
not easy to do. And Fannie, Freddie, and HUD don't care for that when you're using future value, but it can be done. If you have any questions for me, just call me at 407-706-3313. I'm the Loner Ranger. You can call me if you want to reach Jay. Jay is not only here to help you if you want to buy a home, if you want to sell a home, if you want to discuss with him about maybe some strategies on your forbearance, if you're in forbearance or considered going into forbearance or would like to get out of forbearance, he's an expert when it comes to that. I love having him on the air. If you go to my website at webringyouhome.com, that's webringyouhome.com, I'll have all the contact information for Jay available. If you are interested in purchasing a home right now, but you are so darn tired of being a multiple offer situation every time you go out and look at a house, there's 5, 6, 7 other offers on the table within like 24 hours of it even hitting the market. If that doesn't appeal to you, And if you don't want to buy new construction in production homes, because they're limited on how many homes
Oh, absolutely.
they're even selling right now, some of these communities will only let the salespeople write between 5 and 10 offers per month because they don't know what the prices are going to be next month. They can't keep up with the cost of material and the cost of labor. So maybe that's not in your picture. So what's left? What is left if you can't buy a resale and you can't buy new construction? And maybe you don't want that new construction production neighborhood where every fifth home is the same home as yours and you don't even have enough room to put your jet ski in the side yard, right? So maybe that's not you. So here's a solution. I have the very best construction perm loans in the market. What's a construction perm loan? Find a lot, or if you own a lot, we build on your lot. We find a custom builder or semi-custom builder. I work with some great builders here locally. I love Caliber Homes. I love Eastern Homes. I've got another one, Adobe Homes, that I met, and I'm interviewing 2 more builders just this week alone to be able to add them to people that I can refer to them. But let's say, so you don't want to buy the traditional home that's in these ginormous neighborhoods, and you want a little bit of land. Maybe you can stretch out a little bit. You have more room to put your jet ski or a boat in the side yard or a camper, or maybe you just don't want to, reach out and touch the neighbor's side of their house. Construction perm. So now, I teach classes on construction perms. If you want to understand how you can build on your own lot, or find a lot and I'll combine the lot all in one transaction, then you just call me at 407-706-3313. If you're a real estate agent and you're struggling with the same situation that your client's struggling with, then why don't we do this? Go out and find lots. I'll connect you with the builder. The builder will pay you, or the seller will pay you for the sale of the lot on a commission, and the builder will pay you, even a custom or semi-custom builder. You bring the client to the table, and you get compensated on both transactions. It's a no-brainer, you guys. It's an alternative to the traditional sale. 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I have been peddling mortgages and helping people with financing for 32 years, and I'm still going strong, having a lot of fun with it. If you have questions for Jay Heckendorn brings a wealth of knowledge to the real estate community. He is not only does traditional real estate, but he's worked with banks all over the country on helping them get their REOs, or their portfolio of properties that have been foreclosed, on the market. Also done some short sale negotiation.
Yeah, so I do all kinds of loss mitigation. So it's not just that. There's short sale, there's loan modification, refi. We take about 5 different disposition efforts prior to foreclosure. Foreclosure is always the last alternative.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm involved from step 1 all the way through disposing of an REO.
Yeah. So if you maybe Jay Heckendorn, somebody that you'd like to reach out to, I can tell you something. You have a great deal of knowledge there, but he is going to walk you through the process. If you're interested in going out and finding a new home, he can find new construction. He can help you find that lot. He can sell your home and get the most money for it. Because I'll tell you something that I like about Jay. He's a master negotiator. He'll fight for your money like he fights for his own. He's a tight guy, right? Right? He'll fight for your money. So if you want somebody that'll negotiate on your behalf, then you call me at 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger, or WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back to the Loan Arranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Loan Arranger, and I have a great guest with me today, my friend Jay Heckendorn from EXP Realty. Jay brings a wealth of knowledge to the real estate community, and he and I were just talking about we were talking about the foreclosures. And then we started talking about on break. What was you mentioned something that I thought was pretty impactful.
So it's interesting. There was when the pandemic hit, there was a lot of anxiety and nervousness about the market. Rightfully so.
Shoot, I let 4 people go. What the biggest mistake I ever made.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm like, we're in a pandemic. I got to lay some people off, and my business exploded.
And so here's the funny part is now that, the demand is very high. And the way that I look at it, when people ask me, is this the right time of the market? Are we in some kind of bubble? When it comes to a primary residence, the home that you're going to live in, everybody needs a place to live.
You have to have somewhere to live.
And so you have 2 choices. You're either going to pay rent or you're going to make a mortgage payment.
So when you pay rent, how do you accumulate wealth if you're paying rent?
You don't.
You
landlord gets it. The landlord
gets rich. Right?
Yeah, the landlord
and you
gets
get
rich.
poor. And rents are going up actually faster than home prices right now.
That's right. And the rent itself on the monthly payment is more than what a typical house, and generally speaking.
Generally speaking, your rent is going to be at least the same. It's not going to be a lot less.
But here's the other factors that a lot of people do not understand. So you're making that payment, but every month that you're making payment, especially if you keep the home for at least 7 years, right? At that point, you start paying down your principal. So with every payment, which would be the same or maybe even less than what rent would be, you're not only paying down your loan,
right,
but your house is also going to appreciate, right? And right now it's going up about $3,000 a month.
So last year we went from last year in the local counties, we saw an average of about 15% appreciation.
That's correct.
We are exploding even more than that right now. So here's what I'm saying. I don't know if you're listening to this show right now, are you able to save $3,000 a month? Because that would be the equivalency as to what real estate is doing right now. You would say, so if you go in there and you went, hey, I want to buy a house that's $325,000. Oh, what do you mean? I got to pay $330,000 for it? Yeah, you got to pay overprice for it. But you make $3,000 a month as these properties continue to appreciate in value. It's the easiest way to accumulate rent or wealth. There's no such thing as a rich renter. They don't exist.
No.
Renters don't get rich. Renters get poorer. Landlords get richer. Homeowners, you got to live in a house anyway, Jay.
Well, and that's why I say I've never cared my entire career. I've never cared about the market when it comes to the home I live in.
No, who does?
You got to live there.
You got to live somewhere anyway. And why not make money on real estate? And houses aren't going to get cheaper. Interest rates are going up. Houses continue to rise in price. There's a shortage of them. There's a shortage of inventory, and the cost of material and labor is going up every day. So what do you think is going to happen to your house? You buy a home now for $325,000, it's going to be worth probably $400,000 within the next year.
Well, and the other way to look at it too is, especially with today's rates, right? Where can you borrow money for 3%? Right. I mean, that's unbelievable.
It's insane.
You know, when I got in, it was the average interest rate was 10 to 11, and people were grateful when it got to like 9.5.
Sure, I had a 9.5% monthly adjustable.
Oh, no.
Monthly adjustable was my first house at 9.5%. And you know what? I made a ton of money on that house too. So it didn't matter at the end of the day what the interest rate is.
That's right.
It made no difference. And now I look back and I wish I would still have every house that I ever owned, because I could easily just retire today with the wealth I would have made if I would have never sold, and then sold when I'm ready to retire. And I teach that class in my wealth building class. If you want to check out my wealth building classes or any of the classes I teach on construction lending, I teach a great class to real estate agents so that you have a better perspective on what's going on in the mortgage market and things you need to know, called my Mortgage Strategies for Realtors. And that will be on my calendars. Go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Go to my events page and click on the calendar, and you'll see where all my events are. If you want to view this on my YouTube channel, go to the Bruce Woodburn YouTube channel or Lona Ranger Radio YouTube channel. If you want to listen to it on a podcast on iHeartRadio, we'll be available on iHeartRadio as well. If you'd like to talk to Jay, Jay's a great guy he's an interesting guy too. I'm going to tell you that. He's a very interesting guy. Okay. If you want to talk to my friend Jay, just contact me at the office. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Talking with Jay Heckendorn, EXP Realty. Jay's got a wealth of knowledge, not only in general real estate, been in the business for 32 years, but he's got a great deal of knowledge when it comes to dealing with banks, foreclosures, short sales, loss mitigation, things of that nature. But Jay, we were talking about why you should buy now. And we talked about appraisals because you and I have both been experiencing the appraisals are starting to come in low again.
Yeah.
And when we say low, they're not low appraisals. They're just not keeping up with the price.
Well, and it's so difficult because under the guidelines for appraisals, they have to look back at what's already closed. So when you have a market that's rising and they're looking back, the value that you're getting is based on anywhere, between last month and 6 months ago.
Right.
You're not allowed to reflect the trajectory. You can try to explain
future value.
Yeah, future value is speculative, right?
Right.
And lenders do not like to speculate.
No.
That's why we're not going to have as many foreclosures.
That's right.
So, there's challenges, but you can overcome those challenges. So if an appraisal does come in low, well, the first thing you want to do then is reason with the seller. Come in compassionate and just logical and explain the situation, because obviously that seller's going to run into the same situation with any other finance offer.
Well, okay? And not only that, they're going to say, hey, dude, your appraisal came in $20,000 low, but I got 5 offers on the table.
Well, and another thing you could do, your second step, or maybe even first step, is you could rebut the appraiser. If there's an error, so if your agent, if not, I can do it. Yeah. Right. So you can review the appraisal and look for errors, make a suggestion to address those errors. And I've done that several times where the appraiser would then amend their appraisal, and we were able to get the deal through.
And that can happen. It really just
doesn't
depends.
happen often, though.
It's not as. Listen, appraiser doesn't want to kill your deal. They don't.
No.
That's not their job. But their job also is pretty strict. So if an appraiser is not making their adjustments based on guidelines, because the appraisal's underwritten with your mortgage when you're getting your mortgage. If the appraiser is getting outside of the scope, then the appraiser could be spanked. In terms of, I've seen lenders, matter of fact, you can go to the Wells Fargo site, Bank of America site, and they've got a list of excluded appraisers. Why? Because they went outside of the scope and they didn't like it.
Right.
So that you can get cut off and it can affect their livelihood. So if you have any questions about that, it's a crazy market right now, but we're having a lot of fun in it. Real estate is like it's raining real estate right now, you guys. So don't sit on the sidelines of life. Get into the game. Call me at 407-706-3313. The Lone Ranger, he's going to help you get into a house. That's what we do around here. We help you guys get into houses, and I'll make sure you get the best mortgage for you. Maybe you're a veteran. I specialize in VA loans. No money down. VA, as long as you don't have any outstanding VA loans, you can go up to $1.5 million with no money down. Come on, it's no brainer for you. What about USDA for all my friends out there that are buying maybe in Lake and Osceola County, Polk County? USDA may be an option, 100% financing. How about FHA? I closed 2 loans last month that had mid 550 credit scores. I don't know a bank around that'll do that. I got one right now, 557. I closed one at 561 last month. I didn't think the loan would ever go through. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think it would go through, but it did, and we closed it. And I'm going to tell you, that client is happier than a clam. But that's what we do here at CrossCountry Mortgage. We're going to fight for you. You call me at 407-706-3313. I am the Lone Ranger. I am here to help you get into a house. Go to WeBringYouHome.com. and I'll help you there as well. Jay, I want to thank you so much for attending my show today. We had a great time.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah,
great.
What a great experience.
Again.
And I can't wait to have you back again. Will you be my guest again?
Of course.
Fantastic.
My
we'll
honor.
Be back next week, same time, with more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage. Have a great night.